Hi everyone, my name's Jeff and welcome to Blue Lightning Reiki. This is my first introduction video on YouTube, so I'm very excited here. Many of you will probably know me through my Facebook account, through the Blue Lightning Reiki Centre. You know, feel free to join. It's more like an information portal, and all my videos are done on my own Facebook page, and which will be linked to the BLRC groups and any other groups that I may share with. And I will leave the information in the descriptions later, so you can have a little mooch and feel free to join in. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about Blue Lightning Reiki, how it came about, and so on and so forth. I mean, the energy is all around us for us to channel, harness the energy, and for it to flow through our palms, you know, either with the patient, you know, at hand in front of me, you know, either hands-on healing, or through the screen anywhere around the world, distance healing, just by the intentions, the breathing. And you know, it's as simple as breathing in energy and breathing out, visualizing, intending it for it to go to whichever destination, which person. And it's as simple as that, you know, nothing complicated. Keeping it nice and simple works best. And going back to, I mean, I'm 53 now, going back to when I was 17 years old, that was the age when I did an online Usui Reiki course for Reiki, went through all the motions and everything, and I was quite surprised that that stuck with me up till today. So at 17 years old I enrolled, and I soon passed my Reiki certification, and then at the same time I was ordained into my Taoist sect. In Chinese it's Luk Yam. It's, you know, it's what's it called? Luk Yam sect. So in English, when I notify my crew members about Luk Yam Sin Si, which is our God in the Eastern cultural sense. And approximately 6 years ago, these two paths have merged, which I never ever imagined they would. They merged. Guandi, the red-faced god of war, entered my dad through his invoking the god of war. He wanted to speak to me, which he did on another occasion, because I wasn't there at the time, and he saw me, Blue Lightning Reiki, and all my crew members seeing what we were doing, and he wanted to take Blue Lightning Reiki on under the god's umbrella, so to say. So now Blue Lightning Reiki is under the house of Luk Yam Sin Si and Guandi and all the 28 immortal masters and so on and so forth. So they look after our crew members while we do healings and things, when we call on them through prayers and things. And it's very interesting how these things came about. And at the time, within our group was still very young. I think we had about 34 crew members at the time, and Guandi, the red-faced god of war, wanted me to choose 28 of my crew members, to each one to have each one of the 28 immortal masters, kind of like Bluetoothed to each one. It was a lengthy process, you know, a lot of background work and stuff going on, took quite a long time. And when it did, we had that 28 division, a bit like the police and the police SWAT, but they're still police, if you see what I mean. So we have our 28 division, and from there on we grew from strength to strength. Over the few years, we went from only having a few healing techniques to now probably around about 15 different healing techniques, all of which were one by one over a period of a few years came down to me through a download, and once I've refined and got it spot on, those are some of the techniques which I will be using in my live healing sessions. I usually do live healing sessions on my Facebook page on Tuesday night, approximately 9 o'clock or thereabouts UK time. And but these days Facebook deletes a lot of the videos once they get up to a month old, so that's why I've jumped on here on YouTube, and hopefully accumulate a stash of these videos. So they do work. It doesn't have to be live, so whenever it comes around and you need a bit of healing, feel free to come and look for the type of healings you need. I've got videos for kind of like exorcism and stuff like that, and if you've got something ghoulish going on in your house, I've got something for that. And then I've got other healing techniques for tuning your chakras, and I've got healing techniques for just channeling your healing energies, and there's a variety, grounding techniques, and quite a number of those for you. But like I always say, don't just fully rely on for example, some of my taoist healing spells. And talking about healing spells and some of my taoist stuff, because I'm British born, obviously my Chinese vocabulary, spoken and written, is very, very limited. So I'm at a disadvantage. But that's only the written stuff. With dedication, praying, connecting to the gods, I'm able to come up with a simplified way and techniques of doing pretty much the same stuff, as long as it's been sanctioned and acknowledged by the gods up there, and I've been using them successfully. So that language barrier thing was, later on was not an obstacle. So I kind of like found a way around it and did it a different way. So like I said, don't rely on these as a miracle cure. You need to do the 50%, which I always, emphasize. Eat well, sleep well. If you need to see a doctor, see a doctor. Keep up on your, electrolytes levels and vitamins, minerals. Very important. Not to forget. When you're sleeping on your bed, is it time that you might need a new memory mattress and or memory pillow, to support your neck and your spine, and through to things like, your computer table, chair, monitor height and everything, to make sure that you're at the optimal height to protect your eyes and repetitive strain injuries and so on and so forth. Everything matters. So I'm just trying to think. I'm doing this on the fly. I've not rehearsed it or anything. So this is Blue Lightning Reiki, and in Chinese it's called Lam Gong Do. And obviously my Chinese, like I said, is very limited, and I've done the best I can to call it a name with meaning. Lam Gong Do. Lam is like Dung Lam Sai, but it's like because Guandi was the Lam Tin Mun, is it what, a protector or guardian or something of the heavenly South Gate or something. So, and then it also sounds like blue, as in Blue Lightning Reiki. Guang, light, has a lot of meaning, talking about light. And Do, my dad's spiritual Taoist sect name is Fat Do, so Lam Guang Do, plus it's a Taoist sect, so hence we come up with Lam Guang Do, and then my English name for it was obviously Blue Lightning Reiki. So most of the sessions I do live or record. All you need to do is just sit back, relax, treat it as a live session, and it's very important to keep your mind free from distractions when you're quiet. You're sat down, you're not in a rush to go anywhere or do anything, and just be open to receiving whatever I'm doing on the screen. Just be focused and receiving it. You know, there's far too many people who aren't used to sitting down quietly for more than a few minutes, and then they'll wander away. But I always tell them, you know, you get what you put in. If you want healing, you know, I expect you to sit down and take the full course, maybe a few more times, depending on the seriousness of your issues. And when we're not live, you can claim the healing through the replays. You know, there's no need to wait for us till next week to claim more healings. Just go straight to one of our videos, pick and choose what you need. And well, I'm not going to go on too long, otherwise this intro is going to get boring and you're going to fall asleep. So at least I'm going to be uploading my first intro video, and please do support me by clicking, you know, the subscription and the hearts and all notifications of videos and things. You know, if you could do that, that would be much appreciated. I'm new here and I've got a long way to go yet. So take care of yourselves, and I look forward to uploading my new videos. I'll be doing some few minute long ones and then some lengthier ones to cater for your needs. So until then, we will see you next time. Thank you very much. Thank you.